Hey guys, welcome back to Season 3 of Witches of the Moon. I am your Monday host, Amethyst Moon. And what have I been up to over this break? Well, not really a whole lot actually. Preparing for Season 3. We have some new faces that were added to the group this year, so you will see them later in the week. And that's really all I've been doing. I haven't really done too much this summer. It's been kind of a lazy summer for me. But Lisa is still my sub-host, and she will be up next week for topic. And this week's topic is over protection magic. And there are there's quite a few forms of protection magic, whether they be, say, runes or sigils or symbols. Something as small as taking a ritual bath before you do ritual or do a cleansing. So I'm going to discuss a little bit about what I do for protection magic for myself and for my family. So one of the things that I like to do to protect myself before I do ritual or any big magical workings is I like to take a ritual bath or a cleansing bath. And for me, the water and what I put into my water is a symbol for me to help protect myself, and it gives like a barrier to myself and doesn't let any negativity in when I'm trying to do a ritual or a spell. One in particular bath that I like to do is a combination of either Epsom salt or sea salt, lavender flowers, yarrow, and a little bit of mugwort, I think, is what's on my Book of Shadows. I should have looked at it, but I think it's a little bit of mugwort. Or you can actually also use myrrh essential oil, a drop of it, into the bath tea, as per se. Some people can do it as a tea. I usually just put it into a little muslin type drawstring baggies, and I'll put everything in there, and then I will hang it on the end of my tub, and then when I'm running my water, then the water goes over top of that and it infuses into the water. And then with my Epsom salt or sea salt, I'll just sprinkle that into the water before I get in. But the herbs and the essential oil I'll actually put into a little muslin bag and then hang it over my shower right before I put my salt in. Now, not only do I do protection magic for myself and my family, I also do protection magic for my friends. And it's just little things like putting a spell together into a little bag and having them keep it in their car as a travel protection, or you can bless a charm or a necklace or something that they can hang in their car that is used for protection and travel. With most of my friends, they know of what I do, and most of them are pretty open to me making something for them and giving it to them because they know it comes from the heart and they know it's going to protect them. So I usually don't have anybody, I've never actually had anybody turn me down on giving them either a protection sachet or something of that nature to help them feel protected and also take it with them. Like some of the protection sachets I've done, I've given to friends that they've, my lady girlfriends that have, maybe thrown it in their purse or whatever, and they take it with them. Out of sight, out of mind. They forget that they actually have it, but in essence, the power of my energy is still with them and it will protect them. Now, the background magic that I practice is partially Egyptian. It's not it's not completely Egyptian. I do practice some Egyptian. My goddess is Isis, and it always has been. So in Egyptian mythology, the Eye of Horus has also been associated with protection, and Horus was the son of Isis and Osiris, and the Eye of Horus is also known as the Eye of Ra. And Horus was a sun god, and his eye is represented as the sun and the moon. He's considered to be a very great protector, but he is also an avenged warrior god, so I see him as an all-around protector, because he is also a warrior. So I do see the Eye of Horus, or the Eye of Ra, as being a very great protection symbol within my practice. Another Egyptian symbol that I use for protection is the Ankh, and maybe right here I'll insert a clip of what it looks like. Now the Ankh is a symbol of life, and it's often known as the Egyptian cross. It's a pretty powerful image, or it's a pretty powerful picture. Well, I guess it would be an image. It's a pretty powerful picture that is used within Egyptian magic, and its depiction is the union between Isis and Osiris. Now, everywhere I go, I always tend to have a few stones on me, and I hold quite a few of them. I keep quite a few of them in my purse at all times. 2 of them being protection stones, and I keep them with me at all times. And the 2 stones that I use the most for protection is quartz and turquoise. Quartz to me is a very protecting stone. I use it very, very regularly, whether it be within my spells or protecting myself or family and friends. And I think, in my practice, it's one of the best protection stones to use. Now, the reason I carry turquoise is for me, a representation of Isis, and I use her as a protection over me, and I carry a piece of turquoise with me in my purse at all times, because my purse is with me wherever I go, so I always have a piece of turquoise with me along with a piece of quartz. So here's something you may or may not have known. Did you know that burning a candle inside of a jack-o'-lantern or carved pumpkin was actually a type of protection spell? It was intended to ward off evil spirits and wandering and malicious spirits. The spell still works to this day, as long as when you carve the pumpkin, that you put intent into the pumpkin. The spell will actually still work. So with the many, many, many forms of protection magic that are out there, you can find just about anything that you would need on the internet or in books. And doing a protection spell for a friend or family is really not that hard to do. It's just really the intent that you put into it. But there are so many things that a witch can do to be able to protect themselves and the family. But not only just themselves, but as a community we can protect ourselves as a whole. And that says a lot when you have people to back you up in the community that I'm in with YouTube and the friends that I have made through YouTube. There's a lot of protection there within friends and the family, and the ones that practice together and the ones that are close. And being in this community, I feel protected, and that says a lot, because you don't find that very often. But before I go, I did want to share with you one of the sachets, or sachets, however you pronounce it, that I usually use and give to my friends and family. And what I usually do is I will get a little red muslin bag, not muslin, organza bag, and I will fill it with mugwort and St. John's wort. St. John's wort. I'm having a brain fart. Mugwort and St. John's wort, I think. St. John's wort, St. John's root? No, wort. St. John's wort. I will use those 2 herbs and put them in the bag, and then put my intent into the bag, and then hand it off to my friends and family. And they can do with what they want with it. Usually I tell them if they have it on them, then they will always be protected, and that's what they usually do. So next week you'll probably see Lisa, and until next week, blessings.